Hey folks, welcome back to another video of the Flutter Development course brought to you by Newton School. My name is Harsh Kumar Khatri and I am working as a Flutter developer at Deloitte, Sweden, and I have been an ex-intern at Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology. Apart from that, I have also worked as a Flutter developer intern at a firm named App-3. I am also an educator and instructor on Udemy and Nutanix, where my Flutter development courses have more than 40,000 plus enrollments already, so you can check those out as well. Talking about what Newton School is, so basically Newton School is a platform that helps you to learn and develop the skills that you need for your best tech career. Newton School trains you for 6 months and helps you become a full stack developer. They are having a network of 300 plus great companies who hire directly from Newton School. So once your training is complete, Newton School also ensures that you are placed with one of the best companies in the country. They are also having a pay after placement program where you don't have to pay anything to Newton School until and unless you are placed with a minimum CTC of rupees 5 lakhs per annum. They are also having another amazing initiative known as Launchpad, where they are providing you with some of the courses for free of cost, and you can learn the skills which are being taught on those courses and work on the editor which is provided on their platform, and you will also be getting a certificate of completion after completing those courses. So make sure to check out Newton School and Launchpad through the link given in the description. Now talking about what are the topics which are being covered in this video. So in this video we'll be proceeding with where we left in the previous video, that is we'll be working on the news app. So I'll be teaching you how you can create the NewsTile widget, which is a necessary widget for displaying the items which are being fetched from the news API in the form of a tiles to the user. We'll also be working on the article screen, which will be necessary for displaying the articles, like the detail format of what is the data being fetched from the API for the news. And I'll also be walking you through the final app which we'll be developing, and I'll also be showing you the components of API and how you can change the data for getting appropriate results inside your application. So let me switch my screen and let's start working on it. So now let's start working on the NewsTile thing. For that, I'll be creating a new file with the name of newstile.dart. And herein importing the material.dart, and we'll be needing the STF, as the material.dart is providing us an error, and now it is fine. Herein we'll be using the STL, which is the stateless widget, and inside this I'll be naming it as NewsTile only, as we don't need any data to be changed inside this, so that's why we are using a stateless widget over here. I'll be creating some variables with the name of final string title, the image URL, img URL, the subtitle, and the article URL over here, which will be added to this NewsTile as its constructor. And I can remove this key part. And these needs to be required, so adding a required parameter for these. Quick fix, add the required, and quick fix this dot title and adding the required for it as well. And I can delete this super key over here which is present, as I won't be needing that. Now the things look fine inside this NewsTile as well. Now let's start working on the build part of this NewsTile. So at first I'll be having a gesture detector which will be returned over here. So as basically this is a widget which we'll be using, so we don't need any scaffold or any container at first. We'll be having the gesture detector directly, which takes an on tap, for which we'll be having the navigator dot push to be performed over here, and inside it we have to pass a context and a material page route. Inside this we can, let me just add it once again, so material page route, and inside this we have to add a builder, for which I am passing an underscore, as we don't care what is being passed, as we won't be using it inside the app. You can replace this underscore with a context, but I am not doing that over here. And herein I need to create another file which will be of the name article detail. So this would be for showing the article in a detailed format. and it will be taking the post URL, which will be equal to the article URL. We'll be creating this, so don't need to worry about this. And after this gesture detector, after this on tap, what we are going to have inside this gesture detector is a child, which will be of a kind container, having another child inside it, which will be of a kind list tile. And this list tile will be having a title at first, which will be having a text widget displaying the title which we are taking above, and some styles as well. For this text style, I can pass the font weight to be bold. And adding some commas so that the formatting could take place. So after this text style, what we can add, after this title which we have added, what we can add is a subtitle. Basically what this NewsTile would be doing is, as you have seen inside any of the apps or any of the websites, we are first provided with the title of a news, and then we are provided with some of the keywords or some of the text from the news in a dotted format, so that we can get a gist of what the news has inside it. So that's why we are adding a title and a subtitle over here. This would again be of a type text and would be used for displaying the subtitle which we are getting above. And the maximum lines which we want over here are 2, as I already told you that we majorly use this in a dotted format. And for a leading, I'll be adding a clip r react, and for that we are having the border radius which would be of a type circular and with the value of 6. Next we'll be having a child which will be of a kind image dot network, and herein we have to pass the image URL which we are getting above. So I guess it is img URL. And after that, inside this I can pass the width as well. Let me check. Yeah, I can pass the width which will be equal to 60 and the height would be equal to 90. So a rectangular image is displayed, and the fit would be equal to boxfit.cover, so that it covers all the available space which is present or for the height and width which we have added. So this completes our NewsTile.dart file as well, and here we are provided with an error because we haven't added this article detail yet. So let me first add that as well, so that we are not displayed with this error, and then we can finish the home.dart file as well. So I'll be creating another file inside this lib directory which will be of a name article underscore screen.dart, and herein we need to import the material.dart, and we'll be creating a stateful widget stf and stateful widget, but the name of it would be article detail, and this will be having a variable of kind final type string, name of which would be post URL, adding a constructor for the same, removing this key as we won't be needing it any longer, and deleting this as well, super, as we won't be needing this as well, and adding a required keyword over here. Now it looks good, and I can import it from here on, so that error also goes away. And we now need to create this, so I have created that article screen as well. So now let me, and apart from that I have also created the NewsTile, so let me import it over here by going into the quick fix and adding all the items which are needed inside it. So the first one is the article URL, and I'll be adding that over here. So just a sec, the news list index, and we'll be getting the article URL from it through the dot which we are adding. So article URL is present inside it, and we'll be getting it through the next adding a title, as it is also a required one. So news list index, we'll be getting the items from the index, as we are looping through the index over here through this list view builder. So we'll be looping through that through the index which is present, and we'll be getting the value of each of these from that only. And title would be news list index title, and for the subtitle I'll be adding it through a description. So news list index dot subscription, or I guess description. So description. And for the image URL as well, so img URL would be equal to news list index dot img URL. And this has fixed this NewsTile error as well, which was coming inside the home.dart file. And now I guess the only thing which is remaining over here is this article screen.dart file. So let's complete that as well, as it is not having much to be added. So at first I need to import the Dart sync over here. So Dart async, and I need to import the webview underscore flutter as well. So webview underscore flutter dot dart over here. And as we have added this string over here, so we will be using this post URL string for displaying the post inside a new screen. So for that I need to replace this with a scaffold at first, and apart from that I need to create a controller as well for the web view. So I'll be creating that as well. So final completer, and it will be of a type web view controller with the name of underscore controller, and it will be assigned to completer only. So completer with the type of web view controller. There it goes. Now starting with the build part. So at first inside the scaffold adding an app bar, which will be having some actions inside it. So for the action I'll be adding a container, and this container will be having a padding of all from of value 10 from all the sides. So as insets dot all with the value of 10. And for the child of this container I'll be adding an icon. So icons dot bookmark underscore border, saving it so that the formatting could take place. And I need to add a similar icon for other action as well. So I'll be copying this container only and will be pasting it, replacing this bookmark with the share. Although the functionality for both of them is limited, like they won't be doing anything, but yeah, we are just adding this because it would be increasing the visibility or the user what we can say, the eye catchiness of the app. Like these are things which can be implemented as well. And adding a center title, which will be having a boolean variable with the boolean value with the value of true. And for the title text, which will be saying news app, similar to what we have added previously for the home page screen. And I'll be adding the same style as well. So text style, font size with the value of 25. The elevation would be 0 again. And now coming towards the body part, which will be having a container at first with the height and width set to full, like media query dot of context dot size dot height. Similar case with the width. So media query dot of context dot size dot width. And for the child I'll be passing here a web view. So web view, and inside this web view we can pass various different things, starting from an initial URL which will be equal to the widget dot post URL which we are getting inside this screen. So widget dot post URL, and on web view created, which means that when the web view will be created, so what we need to do. So on web view created, we'll be using the web view controller, and we'll be setting the controller value to be complete with the web view controller which we'll be getting. So web view controller, this is just the name of it, and we'll be having the controller which we have created above, and we'll be completing it. So this will be completing the future supplies, which means that as the web view for this particular screen has already created, or for this particular URL is already completed, so we'll be adding that to this flow of the data as well, which is like supplying the value. So we'll be adding that over here, which will be signifying that the data has been loaded and the web view has been displayed correctly, and we'll be passing the web view controller over here. Looks good. So this was for the article underscore screen.dart file. Let me show you or walk you through each of these files one by one, and in the next video we'll be seeing the complete implementation, or later on we'll be seeing the complete implementation as well. So at first, when the app will be loading, the my app thing will be running and home page will be displayed, which is having two variables, the init state, which will be fetching the news through this get news function we have created, and this get news function is present inside the news file. So news.dart file here over, so I'll be showing you that as well. The app bar is there, which is a basic app bar having all the different properties. Here we'll be checking if the loading has completed. If it is so, then loading will be false and will be displayed with the list view, else will be displayed with the circular progress indicator. And inside this list view we are having a list builder, which will be getting the data through the news list which we have created above, and it will be using the index or looping through each of the index which is available, and we'll be getting or will be displayed with the data appropriately. Now coming towards the news tile, which will be used for like displaying each of the tile from here in the list view dot builder. So this news tile will be used through this, and this article screen will be a new screen which will be opening when you will be clicking on any of the news tile from the home page, and it will be displaying you all the details related to the article which is present through a web view. So basically it will be opening the article in the news screen for you through a web view. This news.dart file will be used for fetching the data of the news and then decoding it, and later on we'll be assigning the value or like getting the model out of it with the help of this article model which we have created, such that we can later on access the data in an appropriate format and similarly display the data to the user as well. And this article.dart file is basically the model for the article. One more time I would like to mention that as I haven't used the architecture over here, I won't suggest you to do the same. Make sure to add your architecture and then add all the files required appropriately, and you can check out my previous videos on that which I made, and I have explained about the architecture as well. So yeah, this was pretty much it for the code which we have to write. So now let's move towards the like showcase of what we have created. So I'll be stopping my recording over here, and I'll start the run, like the build for the app, and until the app is running, I'll stop the recording and I'll resume once the app has started running or the build process has completed. So herein you can see that the build has completed and the app has also started to launch. Here it is showing that the files are being synchronized. So let's wait until the app is loading. And here we are provided with an error because of a typo. So it needs to be title hot restarting. It is taking a bit longer than expected for the hot restart to complete, and I'll pause the video as well and continue once the app has started running again. So herein you can see that the build has completed. Let's wait for a while so that the app can load as well. So we are provided with an error over here which says that author could not be null. I can go inside the article which we have created, the article data model, and herein I can add a question mark which will be making this these value to be nullable. So if there is a value of null kind of this is occurring in this, So it won't be providing us with the error in that particular case. And now I'll be hot restarting it once again, and it is taking long again. So herein you can see that as we have used this API, so we have passed the country as US and excluded the domain, and we have sorted the data by the published date. And apart from that, we have added the language to be EN, like English. So here is also another query which is present, which you can use, like you can get the data with the help of a particular category. So when I was showing you with the API implementation, so you must have seen on the website itself that it was providing you with an option of like fetching the data through the category. So if you want to fetch the data with the help of a particular category like business or entertainment or like comedy or stuff like that, then you can fetch the data through that as well. Apart from that, it is also providing you with an option of fetching the data with the help of a particular keyword. So if you want to fetch the data related to Tesla keyword or Apple keyword, then you can also do that same thing as well. So yeah, this was how you can implement the category thing. I'm not sure if I'll be making another video or will be adding the category part, the code to this project, but yeah, you can definitely check that, work on it and tag me if you are working on it, and share on social media as well. And yeah, this was pretty much it for this video. Make sure to drop a like, comment down below what you have got to learn and what you are willing to see in the upcoming videos. Subscribe to the channel to get the latest updates, and share the video with your friends and your community where people are talking about Flutter or are willing to learn Flutter. And thank you for watching this video. I'll be seeing you in the next one.